awesome to virtually meet you guys. So today I want to chat to you about my experience with teaching Russian students, and of course we will chat about some misconceptions and share some useful tips. Are you guys ready? So let's start. So if you haven't been to Russia or don't have any Russian friends, understanding the Russian way of life can be a little challenging.
Ты соображаешь, что ты делаешь?
Ну не мешайте, закройте.
So do you guys watch a lot of American movies which portray Russians as vodka-chugging mobsters with weapons? Yeah. That is a horrible stereotype and complete misrepresentation of the Russian nation. Personally, I find teaching Russians and working with Russians extremely refreshing once you get past the tough and extremely blunt way of doing things. So if you have been to Russia, you will again completely understand why the Russians have the go-get, no-nonsense attitude, guys. It's tough out there. Imagine living in those temperatures, having to travel to and from work, sitting in Moscow traffic. It's an absolute nightmare. And imagine, having gone through what the Russians had to go through as a nation. This nation is not only strong, but motivated. So we as teachers and educators are extremely lucky to have such focused and accomplished students. Of course, there are some language challenges, guys. The first one being the Cyrillic alphabet, reading and writing. That's why the first step is always difficult for Russians. You see, Germans and Italians don't have these problems. Fortunately, Russians are extremely adaptive. And if you push them and make them feel relaxed during their first challenge or lesson, they absolutely will not let you down. It's what they love, too. Grammar. In Russian, the language, it's totally okay to say, I can't learn this text because this modality in Russian is polite.
Why?
Because it's polite.
But what they actually mean is, I have troubles learning this text, okay? Remember the bluntness. 3. Articles. One of the biggest challenges for Russians, if they don't need them to be happy, it will take time for them to accept the fact that something has to be squeezed in between a verb and a noun. So don't make them cram the rules, but teach them to think about them. Example, I've met a girl, just a random girl. I've met the girl, being more specific, could even be the girl he or she is about to marry. 4. Russians are bookworms. First of all, Russians are used to traditional theoretical explanations as they still practice this in schools. Their previous teachers made them learn all the rules by heart. Can you imagine that? So if you think you can just get away with a smile and a phrase such as, this is how we say this in English, think again and prepare better for your lessons. Okay, guys? 5. Russians are straightforward. Okay, Russians are straightforward, but I promise in time you guys will get used to it. So we're going to wrap this up, shall we? I find teaching Russians extremely refreshing, as I've said before. I love that my students are straightforward with me, are motivated, and have high expectations of me as their teacher. This only motivates me to do better and be better. Don't take it personally. There is a huge difference, guys, between the English and the Russian culture and etiquette. Keep grammar simple, unless you get a student who is really strong in grammar. So be open to the possibility that your student might teach you a thing or two. Lastly, always be honest. If you don't know something, don't hide it. Your student will respect you for it. I've personally worked in the Russian market in various departments for many years. I also personally traveled to Russia and I've met my students face to face. And if you haven't, I really hope that one day you will have the opportunity to do so. I found Russians to be the kindest and most caring people in the world. Yeah. Their words might be blunt and they might be straightforward, but their hearts are absolute pure gold. They've become my closest friends today. But that's it from me, guys. I hope you find this video informative, and I want to say thank you for watching and, of course, happy teaching. Bye for now.